What's up, everybody? It's the first episode of the Armchair Hour. Cameron Show's alongside Dalen Britt.
Hello, hello.
Jacob
Thanks.
Lord.
What up?
And producer Dan, Predancer, on the ones and twos. We ran a little episode last week. It didn't go great. It went, but it didn't go great. Little spur of the moment type deal. So we really went balls to the wall in the research for this go around, and we're gonna make sure we bring some hot takes to you. Like I said, Armchair Hour. Obviously, the term armchair quarterback, armchair coach, just some guys talking sports. Our opinions, probably don't matter, but we're here to tell you our opinions either way. Right, Dalen?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to come up.
So this episode is brought to you by absolutely no one. So if you know anybody that's looking to sponsor a podcast, we're all in our 20s, so
Please.
we know how this thing works. We're going to run this thing like a business. I'm just kidding now. Well, we're currently, all three of us work for the Mississippi Braves. We're actually using all of their equipment right now, and we're staring at their baseball field.
Good sight, good sight.
It's a beautiful day. The weather just makes you wake up in the morning.
I'm telling you.
You're listening to Hall and Oates almost, and it's just it's beautiful. It's beautiful
What was
out
it,
here.
65 this morning?
It felt like a cool 65, Dalen. You're spot
loved
on.
Every minute of
Yeah.
it. I walked out and it woke me up.
It did. It makes you feel good. It puts a smile on your face. You get to work, and I don't smoke. I went outside 4 times today. I didn't even have a cigarette or anything. I just walked outside.
Got to.
Beautiful day, and it's a beautiful day for podcasting indoors. So, as I said, Jacob Lord, Dalen Britt, Cameron Shows, we're all here, and we're ready to get going. College football recap, Week 6. What do you boys got?
Mr. Lord, lead us off.
I was very impressed with the Florida game. I was not expecting their offense to come out and produce like they did.
No, I'm right there behind you with that one. That was Dan Mullen-led offense, which is, honestly, a flip of a coin. Florida really surprised me there. Really surprised. I think surprised everybody in the country. It's also surprisingly they're a one-loss team. That is out of this world. If you watch their games, I'd put them at 3-2 at the best.
Yeah, when they lost to Kentucky, no one knew if Kentucky was for real, which obviously they lost to A&M. But, Dan Mullen-led offenses, you just can never trust to put him work week after week. They scored 1 touchdown against Mississippi State on a trick play.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was definitely very surprising. I don't know how a Coach O team loses after hearing a Coach O pregame speech because, I would run through a wall for that man. And, I don't know. You see LSU lose, and you almost just feel bad for Coach O. You don't care about the players. It's just Coach O because he left his heart in that locker room during that pregame speech.
He makes me want to eat the hottest crawfish out there.
I'm telling you, you could bear it for Coach O. You could bear it
without
for Coach
a doubt.
Texas, 3-point victory over Oklahoma, Red River rivalry. For those that don't know, Tom Herman kisses his players on the cheek, every single last one of his players, bearded or not, freshmen or seniors. They're getting kissed on the cheek before every single game. And I don't know. I thought it was weird. It's starting to grow on me. What do you think, Jacob?
It's only weird if it doesn't work.
And it works.
It's obviously working down there in Austin, Texas right now.
Big time results.
Dude, I'm telling you, I had this in my notes as well. Talk about, obviously it takes a lot more to win a football game, but big dicker for Texas.
The kicker.
Making that field goal right there, I was a kicker in my past days, in my past life. It was a fun time. When you miss them, they hate you, but when you make them, and the fact, big dicker, come on.
It's a crazy name.
He was born for stardom.
Yeah, kicking stardom. He
Good
is.
Lord.
He's a second-round pick in the NFL draft soon.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, they might as well just take him this year.
The next Ray guy, kicker version.
But yeah, the kissing on the face of a grown man athlete wearing like a jumpsuit going into battle, you can never really prepare for that as seeing it on camera because some of those hugs are tight squeezes. They love each other over at Texas. And Dan brought up a good point. We were talking about this earlier. This might have been a cutscene from the Gladiator movie. They, before battle, they were back there kissing each other on the cheek, letting each other know that it's time to perform.
That's definitely a thing. Definitely a thing. I mean, it's you leave it all out there. You might as well want to know that you got somebody having your back. I guess it's a little weird,
affection,
but sometimes weird works.
I'm all for it. I'm here for it. Tom Herman, keep doing your thing. We'll forget about the Maryland loss. Just keep winning, bud. Mississippi State, bounce back, baby. Bounce back. We are now 4-2, 1-2 in the SEC. Same record as Auburn. Just want to point that out. I kind of called it last week after their demise victory against Southern Miss. They won by 11 points. I kind of had a feeling maybe their offense wasn't going to do very well against Mississippi State's front, and it turned out to be just that. 3 field goals for them on the night, 23-9 victory for Mississippi State. Didn't have to throw the ball, just ran the ball as much as we needed to in order to get the win. A couple touchdowns mixed in there. But, a good game from Fitz on the ground. Not great in the air, but that's never really expected at this point. So, yeah, my boys are back.
No, I liked it. I liked every bit of it. I mean, considering that D-line is going to the NFL. I mean, just take them all to the NFL. Every single one of them. They're going there, and they finally played like it. I mean, it was nice to watch. Not a diehard Mississippi State fan, but got to like Mississippi State. Got to like what they got going on over there. Give me some Moorhead,
Yeah. Moorhead. More cowbell.
Is that more of a Auburn's overrated or Mississippi State?
I mean, there's not one question whether Auburn is overrated or not. They are. They're always going to be overrated until they prove to be overrated, and then everyone's like, oh, well, they were overrated. Every single season they're going to start top 10, and you're going to eventually see them run into trouble unless they do have those great teams that they have had in the past, but it's few and far between, and it just feels like every single year we want to give them so much credit when they're not Alabama, they're Auburn, and they're a great program. Gus Malzahn's a good coach, but I just don't see how we constantly put them at the top of the standings every year when they come out and they perform like this at least twice a season. I mean, it's at least twice. And, I mean, Mississippi State benefited from it. I think Auburn will turn it around. I mean, you can only expect that they will. Tough schedule, obviously, in the SEC West. Hard to know what their future will look like in Auburn.
They got some bounce-back games. They got Tennessee and Ole Miss come next.
Yeah.
Running to A&M and Georgia after that.
Yeah.
I think they can turn it around.
They'll be able to get their confidence back, I think, down the stretch, like you said. Now, we kind of skipped this. Let's just talk about the teams we support individually. Obviously, a Mississippi State fan, Braves fan, yikes. Saints fan, who dat? We're going all the way this year. Drew Brees is the best quarterback of all time.
The GOAT.
Who am I leaving out? Grizzlies fan, which don't even talk about. And
Sorry about that.
The West Ham Hammers out in England. Come on, you Irons. Come on, boys. Let's get a result this weekend. And I think that's it. Yeah, Mississippi State. The Preds, Nashville Predators. Let's go.
Got to throw the NHL in there. I'm going to have to big shout out to pretty much red, white, and blue all over. Go America. Go my teams. We're going to go hotty-totty with the Rebels.
Wow.
We're going to go some Dookie basketball. Go Blue Devils. We're going to have a big year this year. Huge year. Obviously, never been, gonna live there, but Boston's my place. Got to go with the Bruins, the Celtics, the Pats, and the Red Sox. Sox in six this coming series, big series coming up. And then, of course, got to go with the Chelsea Blues. Gosh. Got to.
So he only likes teams that win, aside from Ole Miss.
That's about it.
So, yeah. Yeah, so
there's bandwagons that have to be jumped on,
yeah,
and somebody has to do it.
Well,
that's very true.
Good for you, Dalen. Must be easy.
Well, my teams are nowhere near as good as Dalen's teams. My life has been full of just misery. It's coming from out of my teams. Big New Orleans guy. Who dat? Go Pelicans.
Who dat?
Who dat? That's all I gotta say. I mean, the greatest team right now in the NFL.
Yeah. They're hot. That's almost not even arguable. We are the best team. The Redskins should have just not even boarded the bus. They should have brought their jerseys to the game.
That's an underrated Redskins team.
Yeah,
I mean, they're no easy pass.
The Saints are a juggernaut. So
If they can
Continue.
get that defense right,
yeah, Cam
I
Jordan.
mean, that's a serious
is
contender right
Cam
there.
Jordan, Khalil Mack, spot the difference. I can't.
I don't know. Khalil Mack. Oh, gosh. Anyway, big Braves fan. Big Braves fans. Heartbreaking loss. But, I mean, by no means was it a wasted season. I mean, nobody expected them to be there this
I
year.
didn't. I expected them to finish second in the East at
I
best.
I predicted fourth.
Fourth.
I predicted them. My predictions coming into it was Nats, Phillies, Mets,
Oh,
Braves, Marlins.
Well, the Mets were better than what the record showed as far
Yeah.
as pitching. I feel like they just cannot hit the ball at all. I mean,
oh yeah, that's I mean,
DeGrom should have won every game he pitched. I'm pretty
DeGrom
sure.
should've went 32.
Yeah,
and 0.
like he should have won
Should've
every
gone
single game he
32
pitched.
and 0.
The Braves have a roster spot next year, so I mean, if somehow we could get him, that'd be cool.
yeah, they'll be
But,
adding a starting pitcher for sure.
Yeah. Is that it, Jacob?
Well,
Just
to round it
everybody?
out, I'm a big Florida State fan.
Oh.
In baseball,
Chop
football,
it up.
basketball.
Chop chop.
It's not looking too good this season, boys, but I mean, we're going to turn it around.
Hey, it was close.
It's
That
the
was a close
Taggart
game.
area. I'm
That
not
was a
even going to
close
talk
game.
about that game. It breaks my heart still.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to talk about it, but we are going to talk about it. What happened, Jacob?
I don't know, man.
I mean,
Just
what happened?
The turnover chain appeared, and that was it from there.
You beat the spread. It was minus 13.5.
Yeah, we beat
That's
it.
impressive.
But I mean, that third quarter, whenever that first turnover chain came out, I was like, oh no, they got the momentum now.
It's
Next was
intimidating.
it. They got the touchdown right after that. Went to fourth down on that possession, but ended up getting the touchdown instead.
Here's the question: Is Miami big brother or is Florida? Ooh.
Florida State's big brother. What you mean?
Okay. I like the confidence.
That's not Miami. It's probably Florida.
Dude, since we're on the Florida topic, a big time college recap. UCF with 18 in
Yeah.
a row.
Yeah.
I mean, that is quality.
National champs.
I don't care if you're playing single A teams in high school. I mean, 18 in a row.
They won a national
Something.
championship
Tough.
last
It's
year.
very
They
tough.
did. They are
with one
the-
less hand than the rest of the nation.
They are the national champions with one less.
and
hand.
guess who they beat? Auburn. So Auburn stinks.
But they got a big test coming up. Big test coming up this week.
Yeah.
A lot of people are doubting it, but Memphis, they can put points on the board, just like UCF. I would not be surprised if this game broke 100 easily, 55 to 45.
Mashing the over button, huh?
Yeah, over all the way on that
Cool.
one.
Well, let's get to this week's matchups. Decent slate this week. Obviously, State doesn't play, so I'm not going to watch it a lot. I'm just kidding. I'll watch it all. And Florida State, does Florida State play?
They got to buy.
Dan, does Iowa play? Okay. One person's team play.
I believe Ole Miss is off too.
Yes.
I thought Ole Miss had Arkansas.
No. Yes. Wait.
Ole Miss has Arkansas. No? Am I wrong?
Let's see here.
This isn't good.
They
Correct.
played.
Yeah. Because I was about to say that's my over.
Correct.
So, first game we'll talk about LSU versus Georgia. Big time matchup, obviously. It's in Death Valley. It's the CBS game. A bit of, not as big of an advantage for LSU when it's not at night.
Exactly.
Still a huge advantage. But
Mhm.
they're a touchdown dog in this one. Touchdown home dog. I don't know if I could ever bet against LSU a whole touchdown at home.
I'm on edge on this one, but honestly, big on the Georgia train right now. Big on the Georgia train. Georgia has not scored below, I believe it's 38 this season. And granted, I mean, they haven't come across an LSU yet, obviously. But, I mean, they're putting points on the board, and they're not letting teams put points on the board.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're winning games. They're a powerhouse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're over there. They're Alabama 2.0.
Yeah.
Not 2, but the lesser 2.0, you know, like the
recruiting classes have
the
been
newer
huge, yeah.
version 2.0. And Jake from State Farm, I mean, he's still there. He's still
good,
putting out
man.
tweets.
He's
He's
good,
big on the
man.
Twitter.
Incredible ping pong player.
I'm calling. I really like, honestly, I mean, it's a ballsy one, but I really like the over, and I really like Georgia. I really, really like it. I'm
Gotcha.
probably going to take it.
Yeah, I'm also with you there, Dalen. I love Georgia. If it was anybody else against LSU at home, Georgia, They look dominant.
Okay. Well, I see what you guys are saying. I think it's going to be a close game throughout. After watching last week, I don't see how Joe Burrow can get it done down the stretch. The offensive line looks so shaky too down the stretch of that game. Florida has that polite guy, 99, who's super good off the edge. But I mean, I can't see Joe Burrow pulling out a huge win against Georgia, knocking them off. I don't see it happening, but I think I'm going to take the points. I think I'm going to take LSU +7 just because it's a big-time SEC matchup at Death Valley. I think LSU will be able to keep it close, and 7 is just a little too high for me. So I think I'm going to go +7 with the Tigers in that matchup. Next up, Wisconsin and Michigan. A Big Ten matchup for the ages. Wisconsin already has a loss on the season, but Michigan hasn't really played. I mean, they lost to Notre Dame. Michigan did first game of the year. Hard to judge that one. So you kind of give them an out there. What do you guys think about this one?
Michigan's really looking impressive this year. I mean, of course, that first loss to Notre Dame, but Notre Dame's also looking impressive.
Notre Dame.
But I
looks
mean,
good.
they haven't put. They had a rough go against Northwestern, 20-17. But they haven't scored under 40 in any of the other games.
Yeah.
I'm really
Shea
liking
Magic.
Michigan.
Yeah, Shea's dazzling and spazzling and doing this and that. Things he could have done at Ole Miss, but that's neither here nor there. They let him go. He wanted to go. But honestly, TBH, I really like Wisconsin. I like what they're doing. Really love Taylor running back. That dude is a powerhouse. I mean, he's the next Josh Gordon. Melvin Gordon. So many Gordons in the NFL right now.
Don't talk about his career like that. Josh Gordon.
Hey.
That's contentious.
Yeah. Don't let me put them in the same sentence. I'm
Don't
sorry.
put that on him.
But he's the next Melvin Gordon coming out. I really like him. I could see him having a big day against Michigan. And Michigan, I mean, if they're going to do it, it's going to be on the back of Shea Patterson. It's going to be on him doing some crazy stuff. They're running back. I think they still run a duo. Higdon and another guy back there. I mean, he's not even the main guy, so I obviously don't know his name. But Higdon's a little shaky to me.
We don't know.
Yeah, Higdon's a little shaky to me. I really like Taylor to take over this game, probably 150+, going for 2 TDs. I think Wisconsin wins this by a narrow margin. Honestly, I would – it's a tough one. I would take the under in that one.
+7.
I know it's a really tough one. But I'm going to go with Wisconsin.
-10 Michigan, the line has moved.
It has moved. Oh, okay.
-10.
Goodness. No.
There's no way.
Wisconsin.
There's no way it's -10. Listen, Dalen, I'm right here with you. Jacob, Wisconsin is averaging 6.2 yards per carry. Did you know that, Jacob? I bet you didn't.
On the back of
Wisconsin is averaging 60 more total yards per game than Michigan.
The big house, though. The big house.
9-1-1 against the spread in their last 11 games against Michigan. Michigan won 5-1 in their last 7 October games. It's all Wisconsin. Badgers by 90 in this one. Wisconsin's going to cover. I can't believe it moved to -10. That is mind-blowing.
Michigan had a 73% chance to win.
I don't get that. I don't get it. Maybe there's some injuries we don't know about. I don't know. But -10 is way too high. Look, Wisconsin definitely covers, if not wins the ball game. Go with the Badgers in this one. All right, we're gonna move on to y'all's picks. What's your what other game stands out to you guys this week in college football?
I'm gonna go ahead. Jacob, you got yours.
There's not a big slate out there this week. I mean, I'm looking at down the schedule. The biggest game that comes out to me is Washington and Oregon.
That's what I got too, yeah.
I mean, other than that, I mean, it's not a real big week for college football. I mean, of course, you have the SEC matchups, but I mean, Washington and Oregon is really standing out to me.
I really like. A lot of people might question it because you don't know anything about it. But, folks, they let you bet on Southern Mississippi now. Mm-hmm. They let you do it. Years ago, you couldn't because it was catastrophic. It was terrible. Yep. It was hideous. I hated it. Didn't even want to claim them as part of Mississippi, but it's in their name. But Southern Mississippi is playing North Texas. Mm-hmm. That is the North Texas that demolished Arkansas. Mm-hmm. I don't care how bad Arkansas is. They're an SEC squad. and this is North Texas.
You can't be losing
4
North
stars
Texas.
versus 2 stars.
I checked it. It was at 9, -9. North Texas, it's already gone to 9.5.
Okay.
This is a steal, not a deal, folks. A steal, not a deal.
I like it.
North Texas, 9.5. Take it right now. Probably the over. North Texas is going to put 55 on them. I mean, it's going to be a
don't
thrashing.
you dare punt it to them, or they're gonna do some sleight of hand, and you're gonna get scored on.
It's
Don't
gonna
punt
be
it to them.
crazy.
Punt it out of bounds, Southern Miss.
It's
Just pooch punt it.
at
Throw it.
North Texas.
Throw
too.
it out of bounds. Yeah. I got Oregon versus Washington as well. Right now, Washington's at -3. I like the Ducks. I like the Ducks because of this. Yes, Washington's defense is very good, but they have not been very sharp recently. 422 total yards to UCLA. Yeah. Big. Big.
And this UCLA does not have.
No,
Josh
UCLA
Rosen.
stinks. Are they 0-5? They're 0-5, UCLA.
Yeah, they're bad
That
this year.
stinks. Justin Herbert was pretty sharp for the Ducks, passing for 2 touchdowns. He's a junior quarterback. I like him for Oregon, 15-5 touchdown to interception ratio. Washington is 2-11-1 against the spread in their last 14 games against Oregon. Take Oregon. Oregon coming off a bye. They're going to dominate this football game. +3. Take Oregon. And the over's at 58.5. It's hard to bet the under when Oregon plays football. It's hard to bet. Their uniforms are so fast.
I'm
Their
telling you,
uniforms look
the
so good.
Uniforms make them faster.
They're faster than everyone else because of their uniforms. I don't see how they lose this game. Stanford has been shaky Washington has been shaky all season. The Arizona State game was too close for me. And I like the Ducks in this one. I think the Ducks are back. They're ready to make the comeback. They've been down a few years, mostly because of Taggart, the coach at Florida State. But yeah, I think the Ducks are back. And we're going to move on to the NFL. Take the Ducks. Take them. Do it. NFL, boys. Any games last week you guys want to talk about?
I could talk about my Patriots
No, we don't want to hear
every
about the
day in and
Patriots.
out. Oh, the Patriots, they don't have it this year. Tom Brady doesn't have it. He's throwing to Dalen Britt out there. He's throwing to Cameron Chowes. He's throwing to Philip Dorsett. Oh, my goodness, get out of this world. We got our boys back. Edelman's back. I don't know what kind of lotion he was using, but apparently it was illegal. But he's back. He's looking
like
good.
cocoa butter,
We didn't
bro.
even hide it at all. I mean, first play, pass to Edelman up the middle. Just doing Edelman things. Long week. Josh Gordon has 11 days to rest that hamstring.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's going to be a huge factor, I think. All we need is the defense to do their classic bend but don't break.
Mhm.
I love it. I love what we're doing. We're putting points on the board and not letting them put points on the board. We're going to win some ball games.
I just don't get how you can feel good about that defense after what happened in last year's Super Bowl.
It's scary. It's scary. But honestly, I mean, we got to have the guy step. Dante Hightower. He has to step up.
Yeah.
You don't hear his name called in ball games this year. It's getting really aggravating. Honestly, deep down, I always really wanted us to keep Jamie Collins. Love Jamie Collins, Mississippi dude. He's an animal. He's a beast. Evident on how amazing he's helping the Cleveland Browns so much.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, of course, they got these picks that are coming out, but I mean, people don't realize that man's a middle linebacker. He's locking it down, but we just need Dante Hightower to step up. We got the McCourty twins. We don't know which one's what. I still don't know. I can't tell them apart. They got different numbers, but I can't tell them apart. I mean, we got twins out there. You talk about synchronized. And
They know each other's thoughts.
Oh, God.
They know where each other's going on the field.
I
It's like
love
when
it.
you play Madden online against somebody and it's you and your boy against him on the same team.
Exactly.
Exactly that. It's crazy that the Bills beat the Titans. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I was high on the Titans
Yeah,
too. I
that's
was
crazy.
high on the Titans. Then
That's
that
crazy.
came out last week.
That is crazy that the Bills beat the Titans. I would have told you the Bills were done for the year. The Vikings win was a fluke. But it looks like, I mean, they're not going to win the East, obviously, because no one's going to win the East other than the Patriots. But, yeah, I mean, that's an impressive win. Our boy Baker got it done again, baby, 12-9. Joe Flacco, is he elite? I think Baker Mayfield's elite. I'm just going to throw it out there. I'll be the first to die on that hill.
I don't question it. I wouldn't say elite, but I don't question it. I like the dude. He's a winner. He is a winner, man.
Everyone's saying Browns are going 8-8. Well, guess what? They can't go 8-8. They have a tie. Take that. Take that.
For data.
Take that take.
8-7-1.
The Jags got kind of embarrassed against the Chiefs. Everyone thought the Jags might be really good this year. The defense had some injuries, but Mahomes pretty dang good at the quarterback position. He throws the ball.
He slings it, man.
Yeah.
He throws it left-handed, right-handed, kicks it. He does what you want him to do. The dude wins ball games. He's an animal, man.
30-14. I didn't expect that. Jags didn't score until the second half. So, a Chiefs defense that a lot of people thought wasn't any good. I mean, Blake Bortles isn't on every single week, but at the same time, it's pretty impressive that they won, obviously, at home. So, yeah, I mean, the Chiefs-Patriots AFC Championship, that's what we're thinking.
I like the thought. I like it. We'll get a little taste.
I think
little
that's
taste
logical.
this coming
That's
Monday.
logical. Jets-Broncos was a little surprising to me. Broncos have been really inconsistent, though, so I kind of get it. Falcons are dead.
Well, no, I mean you talked to your bookie would have told you that Steelers by 90. Your bookie would have. That was the lock of the century, of the season, of the day. Like, that was the lock. And Steelers were going to crush them, and that's exactly what they did. I mean, they backed it up 100%.
41-17. Yeah. You don't expect that from a Falcons offense. Yeah, that was rough on my fantasy team. Matty Ice and Julio. Yikes. No! Well, we'll get to the Eagles. The Saints.
What do you have to say, Mr. Lord?
The Saints, baby. 43-19. They shouldn't have even sold tickets to the game. It was basically just a scrimmage, a jamboree of sorts. Jacob Lord. Drew Brees is the best quarterback of all time.
Best quarterback of all time. Write it down.
Hey, we're not counting rings. We're counting yards, baby. We're counting yards.
Brady is just a system quarterback.
I could throw slants and drag routes as well.
I'm gonna let y'all have this moment.
Yeah.
Breeze earned it. Breeze and the Saints fans, y'all earned it. Y'all been through a lot. Breeze took y'all to the promised land. Haven't been back in a decade.
We had grown men crying in the stands. No one cries about Brady.
Did you cry on
I didn't cry. I was at Applebee's. It would have been really embarrassing. Yeah, it was already embarrassing. I was at Applebe's.
I should have been there with you.
Yeah, so dude, you should have come. Yeah.
I wish they would have let him get the TD.
I will tell you this though. That was a rowdy bunch at Applebee's that night. It might be my new spot to watch games. Buffalo Wild Wings is dead. Applebee's is the spot. Their boneless wings are clearly microwaved. But it is a spot if you want a rowdy Saints crowd on a Monday night when they just drag the field up and down with Redskins. I'll say this. I think it's stupid that Drew Brees had to hand that ball to that man wearing gloves.
Oh, yeah. Right after it, too.
Give it to your little kid. Give it to his son. Let his sons play with it for a while.
Those were sketchy gloves.
I know. Why are you wearing it? It's not a crime scene other than we did kill the Redskins. The Redskins died that night. But it wasn't a crime scene. It was a football. It wasn't, I don't know. They treated it like OJ's
that guy
glove.
was wearing. The suit that guy was. I didn't like that.
I didn't like it. He didn't look like a football guy either. He looked, he looked like.
Give it to the ball boy. Let him take it to the tunnel.
Yeah. He looked like an artifacts guy.
Yeah.
All right. Last night, Eagles-Giants at the Meadowlands. The Giants aren't looking great this year. Eagles came in 34-13, an Eagles team that hasn't been playing great. Coming off the Super Bowl, what do you guys think?
I think Giants need a new quarterback. It's looking rough out there for Eli right now.
You don't say.
Getting to the point.
Yeah.
Hot takes.
Yeah, that's a hot one.
No, honestly, I mean, I'm looking back at my notes. I could sit here and I could lie to y'all. I could tell you the dishonest part of it. But honestly, I had the Giants. I like the Giants. I had them in this game. It was an instinct pick. The Eagles were going through some turmoil. They're like, oh, we should start Foles. No, you shouldn't start Foles. What are you even talking about? You got an all-pro quarterback right now trying to bounce back from an ACL. But they were in disarray. They were a little iffy to me. I really thought Eli was going to bounce back on this one. I thought he would have turned on some Carter 5. I thought he turned on some Carter 5.
No.
And I thought he would listen to Lil Wayne.
No.
He did not. But I will tell you this. Saquon looks like an animal.
Oh, Saquon is a monster.
He looks
ripped
like 13,
my fantasy squad.
Oh, I have him in both of my leagues. First-round pick. I was not holding back from it. 13 carries for 130 yards, 9 receptions for 99 yards.
He's insane. He is insane. That one run, it was like he caught it out in the flats.
Yeah,
that was crazy. That was crazy. That was like when you make like a 300-pound running back in NCAA and you turn him up to 99 and his name is like Dick Butkus or something, and you just run table with him in Heisman mode or whatever it is. That was what that run looked like. I couldn't believe they tripped him up at the end, honestly.
No.
But anyway, we're going to move on to Chargers, Browns. We're talking about the Browns. The Browns are at are they at the Chargers this week? They're at Cleveland. They're in Cleveland. They're favored. The Browns are favored in a game, -1 to the Chargers. Chargers 3-2. Browns should be 3-2. Honestly, should be 4-2. They should have beat the best team in the NFL and the Saints if they had a kicker. But the Browns are 2-2 at home, favored by 1. And I got to tell you, boys, I've got the Browns by 70,000 points.
I got them too. I'm liking the Browns. I'm riding with them.
Held the Ravens touchdownless.
The elite Joe Flacco without a touchdown. What?
The Chiefs, not the Chiefs, the Chargers have won 2 games in a row. Do we trust the Chargers to win 3 games straight?
I'm telling you right now, I trust them.
I don't trust them.
Absolutely not.
No.
Phil's going to go buy a new bolo tie.
Phil has so many children to worry about. There's no way he can focus on winning 3 games.
He's going to throw for 350. 3 TD. Him and Keenan Allen have not even connected yet.
That's probably
they have not even gotten going. Keenan Allen comes back. If he's fully healthy, he's going to be feeling good. Melvin Gordon back. They have an electric offense, hence they're the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it's in Cleveland. I know it's a little iffy going from L.A. to Cleveland, but, I mean, I like it. I like the Chargers in this. I think Phil has a big game. Big game.
So the game everyone's talking about, Chiefs-Pats. Dalen, we already know which way you're swaying in
you
this
know
one.
where I stand.
I think, it could be really tough for the Chiefs in this one. I don't see how the Patriots are going to give up the throne. Pats are 9-3 against the spread in their last 12 games on turf. Let's throw that out there. And they're playing on turf. That's a big-time sabermetric for you. And they're 20-7 against the spread in their last 27 following a win against the spread. They keep beating the spread. They keep winning. I'm taking the Pats.
I want to go with Showtime Mahomes out there.
It'd be a good story. It would be a good story.
I'd like to see him beat the Pats.
I don't see how the Pats let themselves get to 3-3.
Yeah.
And I see the Chiefs have to lose a game. Who are they going to lose a game to? They're going to lose to the Patriots. I can't see them winning.
Yeah, I'm riding with the Patriots, but I would welcome a Chiefs win this Sunday.
Yeah, if it happens, it's going to be wild.
I mean,
I'm here for it.
This is just, if Mahomes wants to be a star, this is it. Be a star. What's he been playing, like 12 o'clock noon games every single Sunday?
Yeah.
This is prime time.
The lights might be too bright.
Foxborough.
He played at Texas Tech. We got to know that they throw tortillas around when they score. There's no way he's ready for this. I think this will be his first kind of slip up of the season. We've been waiting on it. I think this might be it. Then again, people have been wrong like 3 weeks in a row on Mahomes, so it definitely could. The Chiefs definitely could pull it out. All right, let's do a quick thinkers or stinkers. Who in the NFL stinks to you? Who are you thinking maybe has a shot to make a playoff run? To me, stinkers, Falcons, Raiders, 49ers, and I'm still going to throw the Bills in there even though they've got 2 wins. I don't see how the Bills can ever come back in the East. Honestly, should just throw everybody in the AFC East in. That's not the Patriots because the Dolphins, we all know, was just a fluke. My thinkers, I'm still thinking about the Titans. I don't understand how they lost last week to the Bills. You always got to think about the Pack just because they got that bad man at quarterback. And my last team that I'm really thinking about maybe having a shot are the Bears. I think the Bears are pretty good. They have a really good defense. Khalil Mack changes everything on the field. I think Trubisky is a lot like Alex Smith. He'll get the job done. He'll check down. He can run. He can run. You've seen him run for first downs when he gets in a tight spot. I like the Bears. I think that they can get to the wild card game. Would all they would need to do to have a successful season is that. And so, yeah, I think the Bears, you got to think that, yes, they can make a run. And we don't even have to think about Saints, Pats, Chiefs. Those teams are gonna do well this year. So I think the Panthers also have a decent shot at making a run. The AFC South is NFC South is pretty good.
Panthers are Panthers. Yeah, they'll do their thing.
Who you got, guys?
What you think about the Bengals? You like
That's
them?
tough. The Red Rifle. Andy Dalton isn't bad. That he can throw the ball.
He's all right.
He's accurate. He can throw the ball. I don't know about his decision making, and I don't know about that. Aren't they getting the cheap shot guy back this week?
Vontaze.
Yeah, I think they're getting him
Perfect.
back. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, he's back. Their defense. I guess he helps their defense. I don't know. Can he even
He's a
stay on the
headhunter,
field?
man.
Yeah,
He's a
can he stay on the
headhunter.
field though without getting suspended? I don't know. But yeah, I think the Bengals have a shot. I mean, the Steelers aren't as strong as in the past. They might turn it around. The Ravens, you just saw them lose last week to the Browns. So I mean, that division's kind of wide open right now. I could see, but you got to think about the Browns as well. So it's going to be an interesting race in that division.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm thinking about Detroit. I'm not ready to write them off.
It
just
is crazy.
Yet. I'm
They
thinking
beat
about
the,
Detroit.
I mean, they beat the Pats, but that was a game that everyone kind of pinned as, yeah, this is a Belichick disciple. He kind of knows what they do on offense. He might be able to figure them out for an early season matchup at Detroit. So yeah, I mean, I think they've been impressive. I think their offense and then Stafford's a good quarterback. There's no doubt about it.
There's so much inconsistency there. I mean,
Yeah.
you lose to the Jets, 49ers, come back and beat the Packers and the Patriots.
Yeah, they just play well in big games. That's all. If they somehow sneak to the Super Bowl, they'll win 50-7. Dalen, who you got? Who stinks?
Well, first I want to start. I kept this list short and sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, not going to break down too many of the teams. I mean, because it's early in the season.
Yeah,
early in the
yeah.
season, anything can go anyway. But I mean, my thinker, don't write off Sir Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
I mean, he can sling the ball. He just started throwing a football 6 months ago, but by God, he's still one of the best out there.
He's a gentleman.
Doesn't
too.
matter who he throws to. I mean, like he's just another Tom Brady, like pretty much. That's he reminds me of Tom Brady. The dude can make a big pass when you need it. He's got pinpoint accuracy, and I mean, I like the Colts. They got a long line of winningness. Granted, it was Peyton Manning for 100 years, but I like the Colts.
Gotcha.
Definitely a stinker, big time stinker. Oakland.
Yeah, they stink.
Oakland
So
is
bad.
terrible, and it starts with the coaching. The reason Gruden got a 10-year deal is because it'll take 10 years to make that team good.
It looks like you're watching that 70s show when you see that offense play. It looks like it is from the 70s. I mean,
Yes.
they are putting the ball in his gut, and that's all. There's no motion. There's nothing about that offense that makes you want to watch. I used to be a Derek Carr guy, but, I mean, I don't know. You're right. Gruden is the sole reason that team stinks.
I mean, what is this, 2012? You got Marshawn Lynch out there. Like, what is he going to do for you? His
Yeah.
big day is 90 yards, and that's a congratulations for him. I mean,
Yeah.
and Amari Cooper, like, he's not Julio. Yeah, he's from Alabama, but he's not Julio.
And Gruden keeps talking about how they need a pass rush so bad. You traded Khalil Mack. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Good call on the stinker. Dalen, it's your time to shine, boy. MLB playoff stories, predictions, insights. What we got, boys? Sox, Stros, Brewers, Dodgers. I think these are the four best teams. I think it's safe to say that. These are the four best teams that could have made it this far. We can say quick thing, RIP to the Braves. Not a playoff roster. It just wasn't a roster that was
No.
going to beat the Dodgers, Brewers, anybody. But a valiant effort, good season. Acuna really put his name out there as going to be one of the better players in our league. So, yeah, I think, it was clear the Braves probably weren't going to beat the Dodgers. We never really succeed out west. So I was happy with winning a game.
Yeah, they were clearly overpowered in
Yeah.
the division series.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I mean, the Dodgers lineup was too
Yeah.
good. It was way
It was
too good.
It was too good. And, I mean, people like to say, oh, well, I mean, it's Max Muncy, it's Kike Hernandez, it's
Mhm.
Chris Taylor. Like, yeah, I get it. These aren't household names, but by God, I mean, These dudes can hit.
Every time somebody got
They
up, I
can
was
hit?
I mean, I was like, oh, they're either gonna walk or they're gonna hit a home run.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the two results that were always in my mind the entire series. We can talk about the Rockies. Another feel-good story. I really like Charlie
October,
Blackmon.
baby.
Yeah, I really like Charlie Blackmon. Trevor Story had a crazy year. I mean, kind of out of I mean, we knew he was good based on his rookie year. He kind of had a sophomore slump, and now, I mean, he tore up the league this year.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it was like historical. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think it was the most ever, but what, he had 50, 54? No, I think it was 47 doubles. I think it was
Yeah.
47 doubles, but along with, 25 stolen bases and 30 home runs, I think it was.
Yeah.
Broke 100 RBIs. The dude's an animal.
Mm-hmm.
That is the reason, long run, like they were okay with getting rid of Tulo, which is evident. Tulo hasn't played since 2010. Like, that dude can't stop getting hurt. But I really like it. It was a good series. I called it way back when at the beginning of the season. Braves were good. Granted, I didn't pick them to finish high, but once the season got going, you got to change your takes, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, they can't become cold takes. They got to
Yeah.
stay hot.
Yeah.
But they just, like you said, they just did not have that playoff roster that was going to take them all the way. I mean, they had all died off. Acuna, Acuna's Acuna. He's a beast. I'll give him that. But Albies died off. Markakis showed that he was finally 45 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and the pitching, like, it was just a dream season. I
Yeah.
mean, they were calling kids up from AA and AAA, and they were coming in and throwing 6 shutout innings
Mhm.
against major league rosters like it's nothing. Soroka, Tukey, Allard. I mean, just coming in and being dominant. That is what you call a dream season. That does not happen. It does not happen when you just, every pitcher you call up is just dominant.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, these pitchers might be good, but, I mean, these are 2s and 3s, just shutting out major league teams. So it was a really impressive season. I liked it. Obviously, I have to like it. I work for the Braves, but I was impressed. But for I'm really, really looking forward to this Red Sox Astros. Really, two best teams in the AL. Some heavy, heavy hitters, sprinkled in with some dominant pitching. If Chris Sale can be healthy, I mean his velo's down, but I like him a lot. I like him. Hopefully they match up him and Verlander. I haven't seen who's going to go game 1 yet. I think they'll probably announce it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But I would really love to see a Verlander-Chris Sale matchup.
Yeah, it's Verlander still.
It is.
I got it to pull up.
Nice.
And in the words of Big Papi, the Yankees lose. The Yankees are done. The Yankees are dead.
Love it.
Man,
Were you
That was
scared though,
rough.
that last game?
I was scared in the 9th inning with the bases loaded and Gary
Kimbrel,
Sanchez up to bat.
Kimbrel was not. Yeah,
He was
mean,
not. I mean, but that's Kimbrel for some reason.
Yeah.
It's either he's going to strike out 3 in a row,
Mhm.
or he's going to load the bases and make you sweat your balls off.
When I was at
Like-
Fenway this year, the Red Sox were up 4-0 the entire baseball game. They bring in Craig Kimbrel. He strikes out the first 2 batters, and Giancarlo Stanton comes up, hits a double, and you go and get a hot dog, and the bases are loaded, and the Yankees are ready to come back and win the game. It's almost the exact thing that happened in the last
Yeah,
game.
really
And
similar.
I was having flashbacks. So, yeah, I mean, Kimbrel is obviously a former Brave. He played in this very stadium that we are gazing upon right now. So you can't diss him, but, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It's a future Brave.
Yeah, he's
Future
coming back,
Brave.
baby. He's
That
coming
dude
back.
Loves Boston.
He's coming back. All right, quick predictions for the MLB. We're going kind of slow here. Quick predictions. Sox Stros. I love the Sox in this one. I like the Astros, but how often do we see a team repeat in the World Series?
It's
That
tough.
alone kind of has me straying away. And the Sox were just a juggernaut this year. They're really good. They can. I'm predicting huge scores. Huge scores. There's good pitching. Chris Sale, Verlander. But when we get to the bullpens, what's going to happen? You never know what's going to happen. A single swing can change these games. I think there might be some big scores in this one, opposed to the NL, which might be sleepers. I mean, might be snoozers if you're not a Brewers or Dodgers fan. So yeah, I mean, I'm taking the Sox. It's going to be a good series. I like Sox in 6, like Dalen said. I like that pick. But yeah, I mean, the Sox. I don't know if you want to take it back to Fenway anyway. So yeah, Brewers Dodgers is tougher to peg. I like the Brewers a lot. They're the hottest team, I would say, going into the postseason, and they've stayed hot, obviously sweeping. But their bats haven't been just crazy. I don't know. if the pitching can slow them down for the Dodgers. The Dodgers obviously pitched really well against the Braves. Kershaw had nothing to prove, as he said, and came out and pitched well. So yeah, I want the the Dodgers to lose. They beat the Braves, and I don't like the Dodgers, but it's tough to bet against the Dodgers because they are the Dodgers. Everyone knows the Dodgers.
They've been doing it since Magic.
Yeah,
Magic brought the magic.
So to make this quick prediction, not quick, Sox in 6, Brewers in 7.
I can't go with the Brewers. I think they're gonna start getting cold here.
Christian
soon.
Yelich is MVP.
I mean, they hadn't lost in 3 weeks.
Christian Yelich is Barry Bonds.
But I mean, I can't choose the Brewers this week. I can't. I'm going with the Dodgers and Sox.
You are,
Dodgers and Sox.
man. You picked the 2 golden childs.
Oh,
It would be great to see the Brewers.
I like it.
I would love to see the Brewers. I would love it, but I can't.
They're going for their 12th win in a row. Is that right?
That's what,
Yeah, 12.
I'm going to tell you right now, Brewers haven't lost and they're not going to lose, except to get to Game 7, and then they're going to win that one.
Yeah.
So I'm calling Brewers in 7 over Dodgers. Christian Yelich is unreal. Never seen a more selfless player than Lorenzo Cain. That dude went from a heart of the order 4-hole, 3-hole in Kansas City, helping them win a World Series. Now he's on a different route. He's going to go to the National League and win. Try. He's not going to win one. Let's go ahead and get that. But he's going to try to win one. This dude jumped into the leadoff hole and sacrificed his ribeyes like it was like he likes chicken now. I mean, he had, 36?
Even a vegan. He might be a vegan now.
36 ribeyes and like 90 runs scored or something outrageous. Like they got a selfless team over there. Only thing I'm skeptical about is that starting rotation. They have Wade Miley starting Game 2. Wade Miley.
He pitched in Trustmark Park this year.
He pitched in Trustmark Park this year.
That should scare you.
That is very scary. If you do not know, Trustmark Park is our stadium here in AA.
He was throwing a gem, though. It was a no-hitter.
Yes.
He was throwing a no-hitter. They took him out in 5.
He did good.
They didn't want to keep embarrassing our hitters. But, yeah, I mean.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the only thing that ifs me, but I love their bullpen, most dominant bullpen in baseball, obviously. Stats back it up. Pitchers back it up. I like Brewers in 7. I'm not even going to go into detail about Sox Astros. That series is going to speak for itself, but I got Sox in 6. Sox in 6 for sure.
Good. So, quick, take me out to the ball game. Give me a 15-second hottest take for this MLB Championship Series, ALCS, NLCS. My take, Christian Yelich and Ryan Braun fought each other. They're going to fight each other. Yelich and Braun are going to brawl. Mark it down. They're going to fight each other. They were testy in the NLDS, and now Christian Yelich is going to get tired of it. He's too good. Ryan Braun is washed. He had to take steroids. We all know Ryan Braun doesn't have the juice. Christian Yelich wants smoke. They're going to fight each other. Hot take.
I like that. I'm going to go with Brock Holt. This could vary, but I'm going to stick to it. Not even that. ALCS MVP.
MVP. All right.
ALCS MVP.
He's got the flow. So
it's all heavy righty rotation in Houston. He's our lefty platoon. He's going to start over Ian Kinsler, obviously at second base. He may hit another cycle. I could only hope.
I don't know if there's a may. If he gets up 8 times in a game, he's going to hit 2 cycles.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And it's going to be high-scoring games there. It's going to be high-scoring games. But I'm calling a crazy take, Brock Holt, ALCS MVP.
My Lord, what you got?
I think Chris L's going to struggle with the series.
Oh.
I think he's going to struggle with the series. My gut's talking to me.
Dalen, do you want to exit before you fight Jacob? I was talking about a Yelich Braun fight. It might be Dalen and Jacob now.
He doesn't. You're right. He doesn't have the juice that. I mean, he had the shoulder fatigue. He's down to 96 miles an hour.
Man,
sorry he can't throw 99 anymore.
Yeah,
but he's still gonna bring his stuff.
I can say this: I'm not lining up at the foot of the dugout to go face Chris Sale. His arm movement's so weird.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
It's like he doesn't have an arm. It's like it just shoots out his body.
It's Bumgarner, except he's like 3 inches taller.
I don't like it.
20 pounds. This dude's 190 pounds, and he throws 99 miles an hour.
I just can't imagine seeing his arm moving towards me and a ball come out of it that fast. I don't know. All right.
I respect it, though. I respect your take.
So a quick, I'm not crying, you're crying, quick segment. Obviously, this one is, since we're guys, we're men, we don't cry a lot. I cry once a week, and I'm going to tell you why I cried this week. But I wasn't crying, you were crying. I saw the movie A Star is Born. And let me tell you what. If it doesn't win every Oscar, if it doesn't win Best Soundtrack, is that an award? Best
It's an award.
Soundtrack.
It's an award. It's an award.
If it doesn't win Best Performances, Lady Gaga killed it, destroyed
She
it,
could act. Who knew
destroyed it.
that?
She was on what was that show on FX?
No, the
Horror
whole
Story.
Horror Story.
Yeah, and that was just kind of a creepy, weird vibe.
Yeah.
This was like a uplifting role uplifting. It was an amazing role. She did well. Bradley Cooper obviously going to do well. I mean, he's played so many different roles. His voice sounded like he was constantly like chewing on like molasses. It sounded like it was so deep and grisly. It sounded like, well, he had like a singing thing. Like he had sang too much.
He did sing those.
Yeah, he did sing. He sang well. I was impressed. But let me tell you what, folks, I'm not going to spoil it. But at the end, you'll cry, and you're not going to be able to control yourself. The songs are too good. The ending is too unbearable. Trust me, it is unbearable, the ending. You don't go with a friend that's a male. Take a girlfriend, take an aunt, take your mom. Take someone that's going to understand why you're crying. Because let me tell you what, it was waterworks the whole time. By the end, I needed 3 boxes of tissues because it was tough.
I could do a podcast on that movie.
That movie was so good, man. It was so good, and yes, I cried. And I'm honestly proud of crying during that movie. That was one of the best movies I've seen in a while.
Too?
Yeah, it's been
Phenomenal.
it's been remade so many times. I thought it was great.
Phenomenal.
The soundtrack's good. If you're into like, it's really cool because like the first part's really like rock / country, and then like the middle part's kind of like ballads, kind of with him and Lady Gaga, and then the end is like pop stuff from Lady Gaga, which you've already heard a million times. But yeah, I think some of the songs are really good. The hottest track to me is "Remember Us This Way," which man,
Without a doubt.
heart soars. We'll move on to you guys before I start crying again.
I think anybody who knows me knows why I cried this weekend. That was probably it was so heartbreaking. I went to the Florida State Miami game last year in Tallahassee. Was there when they ripped our hearts out there. Was watching it on TV when they ripped our hearts out in Miami.
He's tearing up.
It's
He's
tough.
tearing up.
It's
Your
so
glasses are
tough.
foggy.
I
Your glasses are
invested
foggy.
3.5 hours of my life
Yeah.
into that game.
Your
20 to
glasses are
7
foggy.
at halftime. 20 to 7 at halftime. Go up 27 to 7 in the third quarter. Get shut out from there.
Man.
I don't know how it happens.
Oh,
I don't know how.
Gosh,
I feel
dude.
for you, man.
It's painful. Painful for Florida State fans this year.
I was supposed to go to the fair on Saturday too.
You can't even do it now.
I didn't even do it.
Yeah.
Can't.
I didn't even go.
You just sat in a dark room.
That's it's legitly what I did. I didn't even have a PlayStation to console me.
PlayStation.
Man, that is rough.
On the fix-it order.
What you got, Dalen?
I mean, this is a pretty easy one, and I'm not even a Saints fan. But I mean, the Drew Brees moment. That dude's been through the ringer. He's been through it all you can have in an NFL career. Was once upon a time told, if he did play, it wouldn't be worth anything. So, I mean, the fact that he is now about to lead, already leading in the yards, obviously, but about to get TDs, not lead, but 500 TDs, a phenomenal career. That moment they let him have with his kids on the sideline, super emotional, loved it. Drew Brees is an emotional guy, but a pure winner. Love it. Dude just wanted to win the game. You got to respect it. I loved it.
Yeah, Sean Payton was like, congrats, let's go win.
Yeah.
He didn't care.
I loved it. I loved that moment with him and his family. They let them have. I respect the NFL for that. I wasn't crying. You were crying, but it was good stuff. It was good stuff.
All right. We've all soaked our chairs back in. We're running out of time. Would you guys rather do Got Games or Who'd You Do?
Well, I say let's leave just for those that might wonder in the future. Got Games is the esports segment.
Yeah.
But I think let's just go ahead and pass that one up.
All right.
Let
We'll do Got
Blackout
Games
build
another
some
time.
momentum.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
We'll have a lot
Call of Duty
to talk
just came
about.
out.
Yeah. Just a little.
We'll
clip
talk about it later. I'm
Yeah.
not going to talk about it probably because right now I'm running train on people on MLB The Show. The Dodgers pissed me off. The Braves are going to win the World Series. I can tell you boys that. I don't know if I've lost 30 games in.
Probably haven't.
Jeez, bro.
Teheran probably has 100 strikeouts, 7 starts.
Probably does.
Okay. So who'd you do? If you've ever played Who'd You Do, you know what we're talking about. For me, it's Jordan Teamu of the Ole Miss Rebels. Last week, Tua Tagovailoa threw for 10 completions. You know how many yards he had, Dalen?
Tell me.
334 yards against Arkansas. And that's who
That's
the Rebels play
outrageous.
this week. I don't see how Teamu doesn't go off this week. They already have a lot of big play potential with their
Mhm.
receivers. Teamu is going to run the score up this week. His yards are going to be through the roof. Let me just say, press the over button 1,000 times. If you're a gambling man, press the over button over and over again, and win some money this week on Jordan Teamu. He's going to light the scoreboard up. And that brings me to Double Down Dare Ya. That's another segment we're doing. I'm just going to go ahead and do my Double Down Dare Ya. It's the Arkansas over. They're playing Ole Miss. I bet Alabama Arkansas over last week. It was at 63.
Mhm.
Listen to me, 63. You say, oh, that's high, 63 points. They had it in the first half. Arkansas ended up scoring 31 points. If they scored 31 points against Alabama, how many are they going to score against Ole Miss's defense? This is a clear
Yeah.
over for me. Mash the over button.
liking everything you're
Mash
putting
the
down.
over button. I'm telling you, folks, win some money this week. What you guys got?
Give me Mackenzie Milton, UCF.
Interesting. I like it though.
He's about to light the scoreboard up against Memphis this week. 5 TDs.
Who is? Wait, what?
Mackenzie Milton,
Oh,
UCF.
that is a hot take right there. Mackenzie Milton.
He's taking it. I mean, he had 5 touchdowns. No, he had 2 touchdowns last week.
All right.
He had 4 touchdowns the week before.
No, he looks
5 this week.
good. He looks
5.
good.
Okay.
I like it. I like
Dalen's
that
on
pick.
UCF too, so.
Yeah, I'm on that UCF train. They're the national champs. No, mine, definitely my guy, Sonny Michel. Coming off back-to-back, very, very solid games. Love the guy. Love the way he looks, man. I mean, he's almost a complete back. We just won't let him be, which is understandable. We got James White. Dude's a beast at receiving the ball. But, I mean, Sonny Michel, he's bigger than people think.
Mm-hmm.
Dude can run the ball. I mean, he would be a lead back on many other teams. But, I mean, the Pats just do the Pats things. We have 15 of them. I mean, and they just like to split time. But then transitioning then to the Double Down Dare You, real quick, push the red double down button on the Falcons.
Ooh.
Push it on the line. Push it on the over.
Oh,
Push it on the money line.
man.
I mean, the Falcons coming off of that Bucks. You're gonna tell me that the Bucks are gonna worry them? No, Devontae Freeman. He's got a week under his belt.
He's out this week.
Oh, he's out this
Ooh.
week.
Yeah, he's out.
He
Oh,
is.
Dalen.
Oh my God.
Does that change?
Let
It
me-
just happened today.
I'm not
Oh,
backing off
man.
my take.
Yeah, you got to stay strong.
I'm
with
not
the tech.
backing off that take.
Stay strong.
Tevin Coleman. I think he's questionable, but I mean, Tevin Coleman. Drafted at the same time. Very similar.
Double down.
Receives better. Love Julio. Julio's
that.
going to get a TD. I know that surprises everybody. Julio's going to get
He
it.
better.
He's
He's
going to
on
get it
my
done.
fantasy squad.
Calvin Ridley probably going to get 5 TDs. What is he? He has 6 on the season. That's outrageous.
Hit 3 in one game against the
Dude,
Saints.
yeah,
Don't
3 in
even
one
Oh, you didn't
game.
have to say that, Jacob.
6 on the season. I love the Falcons. Double down. Don't back off of them. The Falcons, they can surprise you
I
sometimes.
like that. That was bold. All right, everybody. That's episode 1/2. Win some money this week. Take our bets. Take our takes in and get you some money. Like I said, Arkansas Ole Miss, take the over. Dalen's got the Falcons. And Jacob, did you give one? Did you give
Do what?
Did you give a bet?
I did not give any bets this week.
We won't take Jacob. He concentrates. He studies. This week he didn't have the time to really bring you a lock. So if it's not a lock, he's not going to present it to you.
He's not going to lie
Trust
to you.
me. Next
I didn't
week,
like
He's not
any of
gonna
these
lie.
games this
exactly.
week.
Next week, tune in. Jacob's going to give you a lock, and it's going to be the lock of the century. So don't you have to tune in next week for that. Armchair Hour, episode 1. We're out of here. Peace.
Fun time.